Can only what? What? What'd you say?
I'll edit the video before I upload it to YouTube.
Yeah.
Okay. It is live on TikTok now.
Yeah, the TikTok stream looks a lot better.
Okay. That's the one that we really need to worry about because that's what's going to be uploaded.
Yeah, I mean, there's a delay on it, but yeah, your angle looks a lot better.
Okay. Awesome. That's the one I was super worried about. Thank you, love.
Yeah, love you. I'm gonna leave the stage.
All right. Love you.
Love you.
Bye. All right. Sorry, guys. Getting things set up. Technical stuff here that I've not had to worry about before. I need to, love, if you're watching this, if you could share it to the server for the TikTok, that'd be great if you know how. And I will share it here on Discord. Okay, we'll try that and see if it plays nice. Hey guys, for those just popping in, we're just kind of I'm getting things kind of set up. Yeah, just to chaos, that's perfect. I'm super excited for this live. Today marks the 1-year anniversary of the publication of my book, and I figured that's the perfect time to pop on and talk about it a little bit, answer some questions that I've gotten. So yeah, we're just getting things set up at the moment. The technicalities are a pain in the butt. Thank you for whoever sent likes. It didn't show me, but I do see that someone sent likes, so thank you for that. Always very much appreciated. I don't know why I'm nervous. I always feel like I'm talking to myself when I do lives, and it drives me bonkers and makes me all nervous. Oh, well, it looks like my phone just... I have 2 phones set up, so this phone here, the live and video that we are getting from TikTok is going to be uploaded to YouTube. So this is the camera that I'm most worried about, but I have Discord pulled up on my backup phone for the people that don't have TikTok that I'm friends with, so that they can still ask questions and have some input. But it is not playing very nice, apparently. Okay. Yeah, Discord crashed on me. Okay. Looks like the live is starting to get out there, which is awesome. 15 people in here. It's not super accurate on how many people are in the live, so if you're here and you're hanging out and you like the content, please make sure that you're hitting that like button. That lets me know that you're here and you're enjoying the conversation and the content. I will get into that. 100% I will get into that. This is my caller. Okay, one moment. Alright, so for those that are new to my channel, my name is Kyrie, and I am a trauma and trafficking survivor who wrote a book about my life story, and today is the 1-year anniversary since the book was published. It is an augmented life, a true story of trauma and trafficking. It is backwards. I'm sorry. I absolutely hate trying to fight with the camera to get that flipped. So I know it's backwards, but a few years ago, I was trying to put together kind of a memoir, just a journal for myself. And I was talking to friends and family, trying to make sure that I had my timelines right and my memories right. And I kept being encouraged to turn it into a book to help other survivors. It was not an easy process. I had to go through a lot of editing in order to put it out to the public. I had to change names for the safety of myself and my family and for legal purposes. So some names are changed in it. And it was really hard. Doing something like this, you do relive the traumas that happened. But for me, it's been worth it. I've said from day one that if I can help even one person, then I've succeeded. A lot of people aren't going to understand where I'm coming from or why I did it, and that's okay. But it's one of those things that I wish had been out there when I was going through the trauma and trying to heal. So just kind of my way of giving back and being the person that I wish I had had. That being said, again, it is an augmented life, a true story of trauma and trafficking. I cannot read much of this on TikTok. They do not like it. Oh, thank you for the rose. I can't tell if that's a Q or a G. Lady Q, I think. Thank you for the rose. But I can read the synopsis on the back, and I can read the introduction. So we're going to do that, and then I'm going to get into a little bit more of the why I did it and why I'm here today, a year later. So, from a young age, Kyrie experienced trauma and horrors that the rest of the world only sees in the worst kind of movies and shows. From an innocent child to a traumatized teen to a healing and happy adult, this book will take you on a journey full of ups and downs. See how a single girl taken advantage of was able to escape the horrors of her life and start to heal more than 2 decades worth of trauma. This true story of the life of Kyrie Shion Mitchell depicts a graphic and raw recounting of the truly unimaginable horrors that took place over more than 2 decades and what led to this book finding your hands now. I will say that if you are here on TikTok, or like I said, this will be going up on YouTube, I will have links to my Beacons link. That will have links to where you can find this book, as well as a lot of other links. This is on Amazon. Last time I checked, it's still at Barnes & Noble, online at Walmart. Most major retailers carry this online. I was super bummed because of the way I went about publishing. It's not physically in stores, which was a bummer, because who wouldn't love to walk in and see their book in a major retail store, right? Like, but it's not physically in any stores, but it is online. It's in hardback, paperback, and ebook. I have not had the opportunity to do an audiobook, just because I feel that that's something, if I do an audiobook, I need to be the one to narrate it. I need to tell the story. So I haven't figured out the technicalities of that or how that works. I've had zero help in this whole process. I did this completely on my own. The only help that I had is during the writing process when I was asking family and friends for clarification and timeline. I'm gonna read the introduction because that does give a little bit of context, and then, well, I get prologue, not introduction, my bad. And that'll give a little bit more context to where I am now. And it's about the only part of the book that I can read on here without getting in trouble. So, prologue. Everyone makes it seem so easy to write the story of their life, but where do you start? The typical answer is at the beginning, but the beginning of what? So I'm going to do this in my own unique way. This is the story of my life and how I survived multiple traumatic experiences, including rape, being trafficked, and childhood trauma. Hi, I'm Kyrie, and I'm 30. I have complex post-traumatic stress disorder, dissociative identity disorder, autism spectrum disorder, as well as physical health problems ranging from injuries as well as unfortunate and still unknown health issues. My life has been deemed by many to be stranger than fiction, so I finally decided to write about it so that others would know they're not alone. This isn't a happy story, and it might be too disturbing for some readers, but it's my story. I'm going to share the ups and downs, the wins and losses. Some of it will be graphic and scary, but it's important to remember that I survived to write about it, no matter how bad it gets. It can be hard to write your story when you're missing so much of it, but I'm going to write what I can with the help of my headmates. My goal in sharing my story is to help give other people hope, to show that it's okay to cry, be angry, and hurt, but that no matter how much it hurts, you can push through and be happy. You are not ruined or broken permanently, and you can heal and be stronger than before. You will never forget, and you will never get over it, but you can get through it. Names have been changed or omitted for legal reasons and to help keep my family and friends safe. Obviously, it is a really hard story to share and to get out there, but it's been worth it. It's, like I said, one of those things that I wish had been there when I was healing, and the final kind of nail in the coffin that got me where I am was actually another TikToker on here, Anna D. Stoddard, who wrote and shared her story. I believe her book is called In Plain Sight, A True Story of Kidnapping and Rape. She's an amazing woman, and I came across her page before her book came out when she was still promoting it, and I was one of the first people to buy the book. And when I read through it, I had been working on my journal, but I hadn't decided to actually publish my story. And when I came across her book and I read it and I was watching her lives and reading the comments, there were so many other survivors that were saying how much they wished more people would share their story. And the thing that I kept seeing is people being shamed into silence, people being embarrassed, and it really tugged at my heart because I lived with shame and guilt and self-blame and all of those emotions for most of my life. So to see that there were other people reading her story and saying, I wish more people would speak up, I wish I had the strength to speak up, it hit me really, really hard. And I was like, you know what? Maybe my family's right. Maybe my friends are right. It's time to speak up. It's time to share. And the nerves around it were insane. And still kind of are. I'm shaking. I am not much of a social person. I do have, generalized anxiety disorder. Like I said in my prequel, I have ASD, so it can be really, really hard for me to put things into words if I haven't given it a fair amount of thought. And this live is a little bit impromptu. I was debating whether or not I should even do it. So if I stumble over my words, that's why. And I'm sorry, but I appreciate the patience. One of the questions that a friend asked me, for the purposes of this, I'm just going to call him Dragon. One of the questions that he asked me is how I found the discipline to write it. And honestly, my discipline came from straight up spite. It came from spite, to be completely honest. I wanted to shove it in everyone's face that you can't silence me. I won't be silenced anymore. I'm going to talk about it. I'm going to tell my story. And that's kind of what pushed me. I would sit on TikTok lives for hours on end with Studio Ghibli playlists playing in the background while I wrote, and people would just come and hang out with me. I do see someone asked about the publisher that I went through. So what I did is considered self-publishing. I went through Ingram Sparks, and the reason I chose them is they do worldwide distribution, and I maintain the rights to my book. I can pull it anytime I want. I can decide to submit it to a traditional publisher if I wanted to, and I have the rights to do that. It is my book, and I still own the rights to it. But they handle the distribution. So whether it's ordering through, a big box store, or if you order through me directly, it all still goes through Ingram Spark. I did price these as low as I possibly could. I only make a few cents per book sold. I did not do this for money. Everyone wants money. Don't get me wrong. I'm not gonna say no if it were to explode and I make a bit of money. But that wasn't my goal, that wasn't my purpose, and it's still not. It is solely to help other survivors and their families. Those of you that are following me and liking this live, thank you so, so much. That really means a lot. So now I can get into a little bit more recent events. So I have seen a couple of times questions about my collar. I am in the BDSM lifestyle. I have been for quite some time, over a decade, as a matter of fact. And that has actually played a very big role in my healing and in my journey. The collar that I'm wearing right now is my daddy Dom, my master, who's sitting here liking the live because he's an awesome supporter of what I'm doing. And my tag says Daddy's Foxling, and on the back it says I loves you with our anniversary date. And it's one of those things that I know some people are gonna freak out that I'm a part of or that I'm wearing, and that's fine, it's not for everybody. But it is something that is a very big part of my life and has helped me quite a bit. Apparently my blushing is cute. Oh my gosh. I shouldn't be loud on TikTok. It is very liberating. It really is. And yeah, to each their own. Everyone has their own way of dealing with things, and for me, the structure that the lifestyle provides, the way that it allows me to be myself, has played a really big role. I'm not sure how it's inappropriate when I'm talking about my book and my healing journey, but that's fine. Some people may find the content inappropriate, and if I get banned, I get banned. But I'm not gonna stop talking about it. I'm not gonna stop sharing my story and how I healed, because there are people out there who need to know. What do I do for work? So, I am actually in the process. Oh my goodness, someone just sent a bunch of gifts. It scrolled really quickly and I couldn't catch who did that, but thank you. I totally lost my train of thought. I just got bombarded with gifts there. That was really cool. But I'm not going to stop sharing my story. There are going to be people who want to silence me, who don't want me to talk about how I healed. And all that's going to do, that's where the spite comes in. To be 100% honest with you, that is where my spite comes in. Because you can try and silence me. I'm not going anywhere. No, it's not wrong. Explain My Lifestyle isn't wrong. You're absolutely correct. And I do keep it very appropriate. I don't go into detail, at least not here. I do have a YouTube channel. Like I said, this live is going to be posted on my YouTube. I can't go live on YouTube right now because I don't have enough subscribers. I just started the channel. No, it is, you are absolutely correct. It is not a replacement for therapy or doctors. I have been in therapy off and on for years. I am a big supporter of therapy. Finding the right therapist can be very hard. You might have to go through 6 or 7 before you find the one that you click with. It is a very hard process, but it can work. Thank you for the follow. You can find, yes, there are kink aware therapists. It is a little bit harder to find, and they can cost a little bit more. Oh, so yeah, work. Thank you. That's the question I was answering. I am currently not working. So because of my PTSD, my DID, and my ASD, autism, I have had an extremely hard time in the workforce. I tend to have pretty bad breakdowns, and despite all of the therapy and whatnot, sometimes there's just things that you can't do. So I'm currently not working. I'm in the process of trying to get on disability because of why I can't work. It's not fun and it's not easy, but I do what I can. Yes, I do have DID. Autism can be such a pain in the butt because it looks so different for everybody. And I'm late diagnosed, so I went most of my life up until just the last 5 months, not knowing why my brain works the way it works. But my therapist has been amazing in helping me figure all that out. So like I said, I am a huge supporter of therapy. If you're not able to afford therapy, because a lot of people aren't, I highly recommend keeping a journal. Because when you are able to get into therapy, when you are able to start, really moving on that healing process, you'll have that journal that you can take to your therapist and be like, this is what I've been dealing with. That is so cute. I don't know what that was, but that was adorable. Thank you. I do scroll really easy. I'm sorry. And I say a lot when I get nervous. Like I said, it's not easy. Spite has definitely been my biggest motivator. But I do have to admit too that there's a lot of, it's cathartic. It was very cathartic. Once I had it all written down, and there is a lot that I had to leave out. You figure this is 30 years worth of my life, and I had to leave a lot out. Partially because of my blackouts, but also partially because some of it's just not appropriate. Some of it is too much detail. And I really struggled with how much detail I should even put. So for me, trying to decide what was the most important things to keep was probably one of the hardest things to figure out. And I probably spent, I think I started writing in 2020. Okay, I guess we were getting a little bit of lag there for a minute. Hopefully it's cleared up. But I think I started writing in 2019 or 2020. And then, like I said, I finished it last year. And I took a couple of breaks because it is very taxing, mentally, emotionally. But man, once it was out there, it was amazing. a podcast. So I did start a YouTube channel. And I have a couple of clips from my last live here on TikTok that I uploaded there, and this will be going up on YouTube as well. Oh, glasses, groovy. Yes, the caller, to answer that again, is I am in the BDSM lifestyle, and this caller essentially represents my dynamic with my dominant, who is also my boyfriend. His honorific varies depending. Usually it's daddy, but sometimes it's master. But that's what this represents. And part of the reason I'm wearing it on the live, I normally wear it almost all the time. It is also something that is calming for me. It helps me feel more grounded and more secure, not just in the relationship, but just day to day. I do have one other collar. It's thicker than this. It's more of a play collar. And we're working on getting a 24/7 collar, but that's going to take time. Those are expensive. You're on the wrong side of... think you got cut off there. I am trying to avoid saying names just because this is going to be going up on YouTube. So if I'm not saying names, that's why. Okay, so I do need to look. I did have a couple of questions that were posted on the Discord that I wanted to answer, so I'm going to pull those up really quick. That was like a super close-up. I'm sorry. Let's see here. Alright, so one of my best friends asked, would you say your book healed you, and in what way? Absolutely. 100% it has helped me heal because it was very cathartic. It was talking about it, despite what a lot of people think, really does help. Some people become numb to it the more they talk about it. Others, they're able to work through it. And for me, it allowed me to work through a lot of the trauma. It also helped me, like I said, put that timeline together, because having DID, I have a lot of chunks of memory that are missing. There's a lot of things that I just don't remember, and some of that was because headmates held those memories. And it took a lot of work and a lot of therapy and a lot of communication with my headmates to reach the point that we could reach that. There's different terms for it. The one I use with my therapist is merging. Reaching the healing point that I could merge with my headmates and get some of those memories back. It took a lot of work, and a lot of that was accomplished while I was writing. The writing part was really hard, because it's not just putting together a story. I'm not making up a world. I had to sit there and really remember. And on some of those graphic memories, some of those terrible ones, it was reliving it. But by doing that, it helped me get to where I am now. I can talk about it and I don't shut down. So the statement right now is the closest to the real you. Yes. So for those who don't know, DID, dissociative identity disorder, is a dissociative disorder caused by repeated trauma at a very young age, before the brain is fully formed. When you're young, there's some debate on whether it's 7 or 9. It kind of depends on the child. If repeated trauma occurs, you can develop a dissociative disorder. In my case, DID. It used to be called multiple personality disorder until more research was done and it was shown to be a dissociative disorder, not a personality disorder. There is a big difference. Because of that, my brain, instead of fully forming and coming together to create one cohesive connection between all the synapses and whatnot, amnesia barriers were put up and other headmates were formed. Those headmates would front and be present at certain times, and for a long time, whenever they would front, whenever they were the one that was out and in control of the body, most of the time I had no memory during those times. So going through the writing, having to work with my headmates to figure out those lapses in time, it was really hard. Because for me, it was like learning about it for the first time on some of it. So I had to process trauma that happened years and years ago as if it were just happening. So it definitely did help on the healing, but it definitely wasn't easy. I don't want to underplay that. It did take a lot of work, but I don't regret a second of it. It was absolutely worth it. And I would do it all over again. Thank you for the compliment. That's very much appreciated. The other thing that I will say is, if you are going to share something like this, if you're going to talk about the trauma and what you've survived, you have to be prepared for those haters. You have to be prepared for the negativity, because it is going to come. There are going to be people that do nothing but put you down. And that's something that you have to mentally prepare for. Because there's a lot of it, unfortunately. Everyone heals differently. And the way I healed is different than a lot of people. But that doesn't mean that it's wrong. I appreciate that. Thank you. I wouldn't let that negativity and those people's comments stop you from doing it, though. Because if I had let that stop me when I first started talking about it, this wouldn't be here. And I know of at least 3 people that I can name who have told me that me sharing my story helped them. And like I said, if I can help even one person, then that makes all of my hard work and everything that I've gone through worth every bit. I know that there are a lot of people that are continuously asking and making comments about my collar. That has already been addressed, and I'm not going to be answering that anymore. If you want the answer to that, you can go to my YouTube channel, which is linked in my bio in the beacons link. This video will be uploaded later today to YouTube. Let's take a minute, and I do want to thank everybody that has been supportive and liking the live and sharing it. I have seen that it's been shared a few times now, and the positive comments. Those do go a very long way. And they are noticed. One thing that I will say is, if anyone ever comes into one of my streams or my lives and I see comments talking down to anyone else, please know that you will be removed. I will not tolerate negativity or bullying of any kind in my lives. I do not care about religious affiliation, political affiliation, As long as you're a good human, that's all I care about. So if someone comes in here and says, God loves you, God believes in you, thank you. That is what you believe, and I 100% appreciate that support. Let's see, I'm just gonna double check, see if I've gotten any other questions. I love my friends. It's not a, let's not do the talking down, like I said. No putting anyone down for any reason. Everyone will have their views, and like I said, remember, the way I see it, even those negative comments, you're still here, you're still watching, you're commenting, you're boosting my views, which only benefits me. If you really don't like me, you can skedaddle, because I don't care. Alright, I don't want to make this too long. I don't want to repeat myself too much, that just gets boring. Does anyone have any questions that they'd like to ask? Thank you. I'm sending you guys love. If any of you out there, seriously, if you've been struggling with being shamed, if you're struggling with feeling like people are silencing you or not believing you, just tell your story. Tell your truth. Speak your truth. That is all that matters. What do I want for lunch, babe? I don't want to think that hard. My owner, you will actually see him in the comments. He just asked me what I want for lunch. He's here moderating for me. He always has my back. I have no idea what I want for lunch. That's a great question. Food? Of the edible kind, preferably. I have Red Bull. I think Red Bull counts as a meal, right? One of my friends is over here commenting stuff just to make me laugh. Kibble or chow? Neither. I do eat human food. Water and food, no sugar drinks. Yeah. I'm getting better about that. I'm struggling really hard not to reach for my vape right now because it will suppress us on TikTok. And it is so hard. Do you have a question? Can I explain what I mean by owner? Yes, thank you for asking so respectfully. I am in, as I've stated previously, the BDSM lifestyle. I'm a submissive slave. Little. I have a few different sides. My boyfriend is also my dominant, and yeah, he is my owner. That's what this collar represents. That's what my tag represents, among many other things that will not be seen or discussed here. No, you're completely fine. I don't generally mind repeating, especially because sometimes the way a question is phrased can help me rephrase my answer in maybe a better way. Yes, I am. He's actually in the other room. Thomas a brat. That's funny. I am pretty spoiled. I am very lucky that I have my daddy at Pride. Yeah. So you would be surprised how common the lifestyle really is. Most tend to be rather covert about it. I tend to like an in-your-face approach. I'm proud of whose collar I wear, and I'm proud to show that off. Like I said, the lifestyle was a big part of my healing journey. Heals your inner child. It absolutely does. So I kind of glossed over it, but I made the comment that, you know, I have a little side. Age regression is a thing for me, partially because of the past trauma. And being in the lifestyle that I am and being lucky enough to find my dom has allowed me to regress in a safe way. I can go into little space and know that I'm safe. I'm going to be taken care of. I don't have to worry about being re-traumatized because he's going to make sure I'm safe. And it can range from anything from just wanting to watch Disney movies to coloring to, you know, I have some outfits that are kind of designated for when I go into that little space, like a comfort thing. And that is something that has definitely helped the healing quite a bit. So my dom and I did pick my collar together. Pink is one of my favorite colors, and we are by no means rich. So the collar that we are going for, my 24/7 collar, that's being saved up for because they are expensive. But this one, I think we found at Walmart. And yes, it is technically a dog collar, but I love it. It's comfortable, it's cute, it's one of my favorite colors, and it has my tag on it. It's just something to outwardly show that symbol of ownership. And like I said, it is very comforting and grounding for me too. I don't wear this 24/7 because of the material, and it does raise a lot of questions in public. The one that we're saving for is about $250. It's up there. But it's not a major priority. You know, we have other things that are more important at the moment. While it is nice to have, it is just a symbol. It is a physical representation. Wow. Some of those comments, that's really cool. So I think this is a common misconception, and it does come down to phrasing, and I'm not the best at phrasing. One second, I want to make sure. Sorry, one of my best friends is commenting on the Discord and just making me laugh. Not things that are appropriate for here. Sorry, guys. Of course, that made me lose my train of thought. Oh my gosh. Hold on, it was a comment. Okay, yes, so this is a common misconception. There are some people in the lifestyle who believe that submissives are beneath them. I personally, it's a power exchange. You can't have one without the other. While yes, I do serve my daddy, I have given him the control to make decisions, which takes a lot off of me, especially with my ASD. Sometimes I can't make decisions. I just can't. Or I struggle too much even just for self-care. And that's where he steps in. He steps in and helps me make sure that I'm taken care of physically, mentally, emotionally. It's an exchange. So while a lot of people look at it and they're like, oh, you're giving up everything just to do what someone else wants. Yeah, I am. But they're things that we agreed on. We have, you know, he knows what my limits are. There was a lot of talk. There's always talk. Things are always being negotiated. We are not married. No, not currently. Should get a teeny beanie tag. That sounds kind of cute. So I'm actually going to read this comment because I really like it. I don't know if he'd want me to say his name, so I'm just going to say my friend, a very close friend of mine, just said, it's just like when you work. You give up your time and freedom and they tell you what to do without negotiation. And that is a fair example. I think, you know, when you work for a job, you're giving up your control for 8 hours. Okay, I have been given permission to refer to him as I normally do, which is Devil or Devil Man. Thank you, Daddy. I appreciate that. Yeah, like I said, there really are a lot of people out there in this lifestyle. It's not as taboo as it used to be. And that's another thing I'm working on, is being more open and ending the stigma around that too. Because like I said, it is something that has greatly helped me on my healing journey, and continues to help me daily. Like I said, there are times where if I'm stuck in my head with flashbacks or panic attacks, I can't think straight, I can't calm down, all it takes is one look or one word from my dom, and that completely changes it. It snaps me out of it, and my focus goes to him and what he is telling me. And that can stop me from being in a full spiral to going and, gosh, the other day we had a really good sit down talk in a session, and the next day I was up at 5 a.m. and I started doing dishes and I was cleaning and I was in a good mood. That spiral stopped, and it's because I had the help that I did from my dom. All right, let's see. I do see comments kind of flying by here. Okay, looks like most of it is kind of just trolls. Yes, it is the meaning behind it. Someone just commented, the collar is just like you all wearing a necklace from someone. It's the meaning behind it. Absolutely 100%. There are a million different kinds of collars out there. And the way I see it, and Devil Man, just stay out of my head. That's the second time today. It very much is the equivalent of a wedding ring. When you're in the lifestyle and you accept a collar, that is you saying, I give all of me to you. How's that any different than a wedding when you say you give all of yourself to your partner? It is available on Amazon, yes. So for those that are just joining, again, it's An Augmented Life, a true story of trauma and trafficking. And it is available at most major retailers. Amazon has it in hardback, paperback, and ebook. There is not an audiobook at this time. That's something that I feel I should narrate myself, and I have not figured out the ins and outs of how to go about that yet. It looks like we are getting an influx of trolls, unfortunately. I need to... I don't know why I didn't do that beforehand. That was bad on my part. Oh, someone got the Kingdom Hearts reference. I love that. Yes. So, one of the things, if you read my book, you will learn, is that I legally changed my name 3 years ago as a way to start over. It was a way for me to have a fresh start and to escape a name that held nothing but trauma for me. So I legally changed my name. And yes, it is from Kingdom Hearts. Kairi and Shion are both characters from Kingdom Hearts. You guys, just ignore the trolls. Let them do what they're gonna do. Don't feed into it. What material is the one I'm saving for the collar? Is that what you mean? It is titanium or rolled steel. I need to keep my composure. I almost read that out loud. Composure. So my name change, I was able to do when I lived in Oregon, and for everything start to finish, including replacing my birth certificate, my driver's license, the whole 9 yards, it cost me less than $400. You do have to live in Oregon for a certain amount of time before you can do that. I could not have done it had I lived here in Utah. Actually, it's extremely comfortable. So under one of my previous DOMs, I had a rolled steel collar, and it's extremely comfortable. It's definitely more comfortable than this, if I'm being completely honest. But I love the collar that I have, so. Okay, so do we have any more questions about the book or the process or the healing? Do we have kids? Me and Daddy don't have any kids together. He does have a son from a previous relationship, and I consider myself very, very blessed and honored that I get to be a part of his life. I know it's hard to ignore you guys, but you've got this. Can you share something that most of us wouldn't know about the lifestyle? Oh, something that most wouldn't know about the lifestyle. There's actually a lot. Oh man. Devilman, do you have any input? Something that most people wouldn't know. For the most part, no matter what group you're in, any type of social group, you're gonna have those bad eggs, right? For the most part, it is not abusive. It is not an, oh my gosh, panic because Rachel said that they're into this lifestyle, their boyfriend must be abusive. In most cases, it's the complete opposite. There are a lot of people that have made the comment that, why does everyone in the lifestyle seem to have something wrong with them? It's not that there's anything wrong with us. It's that we're more open about things than most people would want to be. We don't tend to shy away from the things that we like. Unicorn, I like that. I like that comment. Thank you. I said, for all anyone knows, it's a thicker style choker necklace that a lot of women wear. Nice. No, I'm just simply answering questions. My goal here is not to make anyone want to be in the lifestyle. That's not what I'm doing here. This is how the lifestyle has helped me. I have Devil over here brainstorming, trying to think of something that most people wouldn't know. I would say another thing is that there is probably more communication in a dynamic in this lifestyle than any standard vanilla relationship. The amount of trust that it takes in your partner to successfully be in this lifestyle is insane. Eternity Caller is the end goal, but they are extremely expensive. Yes, you are more than welcome. I am more than happy to answer questions. If I miss your questions, I am sorry. We do have a lot of people in here and they are kind of flying by. Okay. Oh my gosh. So I did see another, it looked like someone asked about where the book is located. It is at most major retailers online, and I do have links. If you go to my page, the Beacons link in my bio, you will find some of the places it's located. I believe I have Amazon, Barnes & Noble, and maybe Walmart linked in my Beacons, as well as where you can order directly through me. Yeah, so I like what Devilman said. Something that people wouldn't know, it's actually a very long exchange between two people. I will say two or more because there are people that are polyamorous. The commitment to each other is beyond anything you can imagine. It is a very deep commitment. Being a furry does not necessarily tie into the lifestyle. That is kind of its own category, but it can. A lot of people that are into that are in the lifestyle. So yeah, so Devilman just said, so he's in a dynamic as well, and he said, you know, he's her master, but he loves her and worships her, and, you know, she allows him to be who he is, just like he allows her to be who she is. It goes back to that give and take. Alright, I'm trying to think if there's anything else that I want to touch on. I hope you find that kind of dynamic. If that is what you want, then I hope that you do. It can be a wonderful thing. Again, it's not for everybody. I can't imagine my life without it. I've been in this lifestyle longer than I can actually say. I have...
Can I do this?
No. No.
Please?
You have to be nice.
Please?
You have to be nice.
Fine. Is it clear? Yeah, it's clear.
So yeah, most major retailers. I am working on the audiobook. I'm trying to figure out what goes into that. So for those of you that have a hard time with reading but still want the story, I am trying to do what I can. Alright, love you, Devilman. Talk to you later. No, this one isn't. This tattoo is just the Celtic knot with a fox. Foxes are kind of my thing. I've been known as Red Fox for years. Alright, it looks like at this point most of the questions we're getting are kind of just troll comments. I'll give it a few more minutes. Where can you buy the book? So it's available at most major retailers. I do have a couple of links in my page. I might be opening up for selling some signed copies. Those will cost a little bit more. But depending on the interest there, I will open up for signed copies again. As of right now, I think there's only 5 signed copies of my book out there. Sorry, the comments are flying by, so I'm having to scroll back. This person says, I'm in a dynamic as well, and it's so amazing and loving. People hate on what they don't understand. They do, you're right. What a great nickname. Thank you. Yeah, Red Fox. I was known as Mama Red Fox for a while. On here. New hear what's going on. Okay, looks like we've got some new people. Ooh, gosh. Sorry, I am trying to catch up. So how long it took me depends on if you're talking about the entire writing process or from the time I decided to actually publish it. All total, from the time I started writing, when it was still just a journal, until the time it was finished and submitted, was 2.5, 3 years maybe. But it wasn't until that last 1.5 years that I decided to actually publish it. No, I had a lot of support in doing it, and I tend to write and type very fast. I always have. So I think that kind of helped. There are some comments that are repetitive that I'm not answering. It's not that I'm ignoring, it's that it's already been answered. For those of you who are just joining, this will be uploaded to YouTube probably this evening or in the morning, and you'll be able to watch back on it. I did see a question about, should I be saying dynamic instead of lifestyle? Dynamic just refers to the exchange between my dom and I. We are in a dynamic, but we are part of the lifestyle, if that makes sense. These comments are just, I know that there's a lag, and that definitely doesn't help. I thought I saw another question. Maybe I didn't. All right, yeah, so to touch on it again, the book that I am talking about, so today is the 1-year anniversary of the publication of my autobiography, which is An Augmented Life, A True Story of Trauma and Trafficking. I know it's backwards. I'm sorry. It stinks. I can't, they've changed TikTok. I can't figure out fighting with the camera, and it just drives me bonkers. But it is available at most major retailers online. Someday, it would be really nice to see my book in store. I'd love to walk into, you know, a Barnes and Noble and see my book on the shelf, but I don't think that's going to happen. It's a story that is very hard to promote. It's not as easy as promoting a fantasy novel, where, you know, you can brag up the heroes and the fantasy and all the storytelling, because it is a true story, and there is a lot of graphic detail in there. You guys, almost 6K likes. Thank you. I literally designed everything from the cover to, there are some pictures throughout the book from when I was growing up. I did it all. And I submitted it to the publisher, and that was it. I picked the price, I picked when it would be officially published, and here we are a year later. Like I said, my biggest thing is I want to end the shaming and the stigma and the stereotyping. I don't want to see survivors being shamed into silence anymore. I want people to be able to talk about it. No one should be made to feel like they can't talk about their life. Daddy, no.
I must crusade.
No, behave.
These are the grain tips.
He's partially just trying to make me smile, but the trolls and the being talked down to isn't sitting very well with him. He can be protective, and I guarantee you that he knows the negative comments and whatnot are getting to me, and he's trying to break that tension so that I don't go into a bad headspace. Shaming for trauma, for having gone through anything. No one should feel like they are being shamed into being quiet, into not telling their story, or being stuck in the victim mentality. I don't see myself as a victim. I was a victim. I was traumatized. I was abused. But now I'm a survivor. And I might get in trouble for this, because I'm not supposed to swear. I'm a badass bitch for surviving what I did. Should not be here. I should not be alive, and I am. I survived things that should have put me 6 feet under. And I spent way too long ashamed of what happened, and I just refuse to let that be a thing anymore. Was a punishment for swearing? I'm sure I'll find out. I don't know. I wrote a book about my trauma experiences, and a lot of people got offended. Yes. A lot of people do get offended because they don't want to accept that these things happen. In my case, when people, especially growing up when I did, right, in the late 90s, early 2000s, because I was born in 93, when you heard about trafficking, it was young girls being kidnapped and taken to another state or another country. And what people don't understand is that most of the time those situations happen right under your nose. I was still technically living at home. I was still attending school. It was right under the noses of everyone around me when I was being trafficked. It wasn't until years later, that I even was able to comprehend that what happened to me was trafficking. Oh, Alex, thank you. I'm proud of you. Boundaries are important. Boundaries are very important. And here's the thing, if I could make my book free, you guys, I would have, but I can't. But it is priced so low that I only get a few cents per copy. I did not go into this for money. I did it just to help other survivors so that they have something to look at and be like, I'm not alone. I'm not the only one that went through this. And if I had it my way, no one would know what it's like. No one would be able to relate to my story, and no one would know what it's like, period, in any way, shape, or form. But the truth of the matter is there are a lot of people out there that do. And because of that, 100%, I put it out there. So I can't go into it a whole lot on here because it will get me banned. I see you.
You see nothing.
I see you.
You see nothing.
Goodreads. Okay, I don't know much about Goodreads. I will take a look. One thing that I have done before, and I have debated bringing it back, is a raffle. In fact, Daddy, could you please grab me the raffle box? Thank you very much. So while he is, yeah. It's really shiny. The ring light's shining off of it. So I just grabbed my raffle box. So one thing that I have done before, and that I've debated doing again, is $5 per raffle ticket. And what do I have on there? Buy 3, get 1 free?
Buy 3, get 1 free.
Yeah. So if you buy 3 raffle tickets, you will get a 4th one for free. And you can buy those. I have the link to my website where you can buy them directly from me. Or I do have, and I have to say this funny because it's TikTok, I'm sorry, Ven of the Mo or Pay of the Pal or Cash of the App, also linked in my Beacons link. If you do use one of those methods, make sure that you put a comment that it is for a raffle ticket. And you know what, let's just say it's gonna go for this month. So how many days do we have in this month? Is it 30? We're in September now, right? Oh my gosh. Yeah, this year is just flying by. We'll say on the 1st of next month, we'll draw for the winner. 30 in September. Thank you. Okay, so we'll just say the 1st of October, we will draw for the raffle winner. Daddy's not big on being online, so you probably will not see him on the live. No, it's very comforting for me to have my collar on. I actually hate when it's taken off. I personally don't know of any platforms for that. Someone asked about a platform for sharing their story. I just talked about mine on my Facebook and on TikTok until I finally decided that it was just going to be a book. This one, no, I generally don't wear if I go out of the house. That is the ultimate goal for my 24/7 collar though. Alright, so yep, we're going to do it. We're going to do a raffle. So if you buy 3 tickets, they're going to be $5 a piece. Buy 3 tickets, you'll get a 4th one entered for free at no cost. You can buy those raffle tickets on my website, which is linked in my bio, or I do have Ven of the Mo, Pay of the Pal, Cash of the App. I hate having to say it like that. TikTok, you are so dumb. Just make sure that you comment your TikTok name if you do use one of those others, and that it is for the raffle. This will be a signed copy as well of the book. You will have to provide your address if you win. So if you do win the raffle, be prepared to give me your name and your address so I can send you that signed copy or who you would like it made out to. And we will draw for that on the 1st of October. I missed a comment. Who does your hair? So I have been trying to grow my hair out for a year. I was completely bald a year ago when the book was published, and I have had it trimmed once, and it's I don't remember the name of it. My daddy took me there. He gets his hair cut there.
Black Cat Barber Company, Tooele, Utah.
Black Cat Barber in Tooele, Utah. They are amazing. Sorry, I'm trying to catch up on comments here. What's the raffle on the book? Yes, so the raffle is for the chance to win a signed copy of my book. I've done raffles before with no issue. What do I go by? So most people just call me by my name, Kyrie, but I do have a lot of friends that still call me Fox. Rosemary and castor oil help with growth and thickening. Thank you for that. I will look into that. Yes, when we are around most people, unless they're friends in the lifestyle, yes, I use his name, or I just call him Babe or Love, like you would in a normal vanilla relationship. No, I appreciate that. I've done a couple raffles before without any issues, so definitely appreciate that you're trying to look out. Thank you. What do I consider a relationship? A relationship. There's, I guess, that vanilla side that you see day to day out, you know, in public. We're respectful of other people and the fact that not everyone is in the lifestyle. But when we're at home, if we don't have, you know, people around, I am what I am. And even when we're in public and I'm not referring to him by his honorific, I still show him the respect that he's due. Yeah, that's my fox tattoo with a Celtic knot behind it. My friend designed it. What am I, as far as what? Can you elaborate on your question a little bit, please? You're new here. Well, welcome in. We're just discussing my book and my lifestyle and how my lifestyle has played into my healing. This tattoo I got when I was 19, I believe. Thank you guys for all the likes. I am going to give it another 9 minutes. Well, we'll give it until 1:45. So 1:45, we're gonna call it on the live. So that means you guys have a little less than 15 minutes to get your questions in. My tattoos are not perfect. I don't want them to be perfect because I'm not perfect. So for that, just because it has been talked about so much, I am going to say keep an eye out either tonight or tomorrow. This live will be uploaded to my YouTube channel. You can find the link for the YouTube channel in the beacons link in my bio. It is pretty old, yes. Do I have anything besides the collar? I do have fox ears. And I don't have a tail at the moment. That is a goal someday. I'm not gonna lie. I want a foxtail. And we don't have a leash at the moment, no. Can I repeat what I said on stigmas earlier? Can you elaborate that question a little bit, please? What does my tag say? On the front, it says Daddy's Foxling, and on the back, it says I love you and has our anniversary. A real foxtail or a fake one? I'm torn on that because I'm allergic to a lot, and the synthetic furs I've not had much luck with so far, but I also don't want to support fur farms. So I am torn on that. Pet play, I would say yes. I do have my fox side. Can you? That is awesome. I'll have to look that up. Because I definitely don't want to support something like that. That just makes me sad. But if there's a way to get... Yes, absolutely. Oh, someone just joined through an invite. Awesome. Alright, anyone have any other questions on the book or the raffle or age plate? Yes. My little side is probably my second most dominant. Can you see my ears? My ears are put up at the moment. I don't wear them very often. They were gifted to me and they're fairly expensive. They're really good quality. So I don't pull them out very often. But I do have some videos posted up. Alright, it looks like most of the questions regarding the book have kind of died off. So just a little recap. We are doing a raffle, and I will make a video, so keep an eye on my page. We're going to do a raffle starting today and going until the end of the month. We'll draw for that raffle on October 1st. It's going to be $5 per ticket, and if you buy 3 tickets, you'll get 1 free, and that is going to be for a signed copy of my book. This is available in paperback, hardback, and ebook, and most major retailers carry it. I do have some links in my bio in the Beacons link where you can find that. Absolutely, I will read the synopsis one more time because we do have some new people in here. Unofficially endorsed by Jody Flesh. Oh yeah, that's right. Of course, Daddy's gonna plug that. So again, it is An Augmented Life, a true story of trauma and trafficking. From a young age, Kyrie experienced trauma and horrors that the rest of the world only sees in the worst kind of movies and shows. From an innocent child to a traumatized teen to a healing and happy adult, this book will take you on a journey full of ups and downs. See how a single girl taken advantage of was able to escape the horrors of her life and start to heal more than 2 decades worth of trauma. This true story of the life of Kyrie Shion Mitchell depicts a graphic and raw recounting of the truly unimaginable horrors that took place over more than 2 decades and what led to this book finding your hands now. This is self-published. I have the publishing company that I go through handles the distribution, but that's it. So I was able to maintain all of the rights to my own story, which is why I did it the way that I did. So in my Beacons link, so if you go to my profile, in the Beacons link, you will find a link to my website where you can buy hardback, paperback, and you can buy tickets for the raffle. Again, that's $5 per ticket, and if you buy 3 tickets, you'll get a 4th one entered for free. Make sure if you use anything other than my website that you include your name here as well as the fact that you are buying a raffle ticket or tickets. The raffle, we're going to run it through the month. The 30th will be the last day to buy tickets, and we will draw for that on the 1st. Again, this video is going to be uploaded to YouTube either tonight or tomorrow morning. So for those of you who maybe came in late and missed the first portion of this, I know there was a lot of repetition, a lot of rambling. I'm a nervous wreck when it comes to talking, especially if I feel like I'm talking to myself. You will be able to watch it beginning to end on YouTube. That link is also in the Beacons link in my bio. So if you want to subscribe to the YouTube channel, I will be posting more content there, talking about my healing journey, the lifestyle, how that's all played together, and how I got where I am. Before I end this, I do just want to say a big thank you again to everyone that has popped in and shared positivity and asked questions. That's always appreciated, and nothing you do goes unnoticed. The support goes a very long way and is appreciated. I actually also do want to thank all of the haters, because all you're doing is boosting my content. Being here and commenting and whatnot, all it does is boost the fact that there's people here commenting. Alright, I think I covered everything. Like I said, this video will be posted on YouTube, so you will be able to watch that. Again, all those links for where you can find my website, the book, where to buy raffle tickets, all of that can be found in the Beacons link in my bio. If anyone has additional questions, I do currently have my messages open, and I do try to respond as often as I can. So with that, I'm gonna get off of here and go eat, because it is almost 3 p.m. and I've had nothing but Red Bull today. So I'm gonna go eat. I hope that everyone has a great day. And remember to stay positive. Don't let the negativity get to you. And just be yourself. That's the best advice I can give to anybody, is just be yourself and live your truth. Alright. I love you guys. Thank you again for all the support and the love. And I will see you back here again soon.